Oh yes, a great day to each and everyone. Hope you all are enjoying your Sunday. I know some people may be worshiping, and having a wonderful time in the services. Others will not be. So I'm going to speak to those of us who are here today. Right. So my dear friends, today, I said, let me sit down and put a little perspective for the people out there who may figure that, I just jump in politics, maybe 2 days ago or 2 years ago. I just want us to have a nice little chat as I go down memory lane in my political, activities. Because these days we have new name for things, so they call us activists and activists and activists. Anyhow, my journey started in politics from the age, and you will see why I have such passion for politics and passion for good governance and passion for this little island that I grew up in called Tobago. By now, everybody's supposed to know I am not a Tobagonian by birth. I was birthed in the Big Dipper, but I spent my teenage years, yes, in Tobago. Some of the earlier years, but then my teenage years, I spent it here, right? And in my little preteen, some of my preteen, I came here as a child and I went back to Trinidad, and I live between the two islands, full stop. Anyhow, when Mr. Robinson left the PNM, in them times I wasn't studying about this and that party, I knew nothing about party politics or nothing. And he came as a young man to the village of Roxboro. And he came to people in the village of Roxboro. The most prominent man who was at his side, up, down, and across, his name was Mr. Irrington Clark. Mr. Irrington Clark, my father and mother and Tilu and all of them was in it. You understand me? But the thing was in the men for more. I had an uncle, his name was Millington Sterling, better known as Bogger. Bogger had a little bamboo shed that they had built. He had a team, right? A football team, and they used to call them Rockers. He was a scout master, so he used to take good interest in all the young men and things around. He used to do much for them. He was the scout master, and Bogger had Rockers like a place there, and that was the first office that those people had. They had their meetings, they formed a thing. The party name was DAC, Democratic Action Congress. I was a teenager when that started. That is why you see people like Ellis Clark in Roxboro that be so passionate, because this thing started with our families. Grow up inside of that little melee, that mixed, right? Another prominent set of families. Whoa, you see the Clarks in Prince Street, Clark, Brooks, name it, Clarks, that's Brooks. Well, all our whole place is one family, you could say. You see, Roxboro is a family thing. So, Boston Street and Prince Street, well, let me tell you, nobody doesn't try to remember this woman. It had a woman they called Lynette Clark. And let me tell you, when Lynette, one of the elections I remember carefully, Lynette was pregnant with her daughter named Anta. And nothing could have hold on Lynette. Big belly quite up in front, and she up and down with she Robbie. She had the love with Robbie. Right? After the little bamboo tent I was telling all about, we went across by the Lindos, by Mr. Carlton Lindo, little recreation club that he had. Right? We used to call it Green Corner. So Green Corner is where the new meeting place used to be. So that little Roxboro village is who helped to make Mr. Robinson into whoever he became. And all these families were out there, even Tracy Davidson mother and all of them. All of us were DAC. The whole of Roxboro practically was DAC. Only them older folks, like my grandmother and them they say, used to say, oh, hey, William do this and hey, William do that. But you see, the more you grow, the more you understand that political parties don't really do for you, you know. It's you the people to come and defend yourself, because after we don't vote them and everything, what else do kick some of us to the curb. Simple as that. But anyhow, and in those days, you understand me? I have seen the man that they call Eric Williams. He's a short man. Just like oh, it's a camera, he's a short man. He was a short man too. And this little piece of short man came to Roxboro. And this European them had the last meeting by the courtyard, right there. That place, he sit down on he stand up on the little step there. And the man carry me say 5 words out of about. It's boo and boo. Oh, yeah, no, boy. Let me tell you, you know, what people they used to boo you, know. And when poor Dr. Williams can take he jump over, he said, let the jackasses breathe. And when he said that, it's now they boo him more. Now they boo him more. I don't know, you young people wouldn't know about a man they call Abdul Malik, and when they committed those murders in Christina Gardens in Arima there. And they said that this woman, Muriel Donovan Davison, she was the woman who shaved, when they were looking for Malik and they couldn't find him, that she shaved Malik's head. So when that woman come Roxboro, they start to clap over her head. Shave a woman, shave a woman, shave a woman. Boy, let me tell you, politics was sweet back then. It was sweet. But I'm telling all them, Mr. Robinson Farley is the Robinson of today. When A&R Robinson came on the scene in Tobago, I don't know about the places down in Tongue. People from Tongue side could talk about their experiences with him. But I'm telling all them. And listen to me. It has some folks in Roxboro too. Right? Let me say Katie generation. Some of them is Robinson. Right? Some of them mothers and things the name Robinson is some relationship to A&R. Okay? So you know all of them go hold on to the Robinson. Right? Robbie was a nice man. I don't know nothing about other side. I doesn't know what was going in the house and them. In the assembly and in this and that. Whatever rift they have inside of there, that is their business. But Robbie was the man for us. And when they contested that first election, I can never forget, they used to go and buy paint and buy this kind of cloth, and they used to, and Bistable and all kind of thing too, and paint it up with the DAC on it. You understand me? It was a good time. We didn't have modern technology to say, well, we have all of this what we have here now. But it was a great time. That era of politics, it was great. Sad to say, the first time these people went up, I couldn't even vote. I was kind of vexed. I didn't reach up yet. Right? I didn't reach up yet. And you know, your name had to be, even though you may turn 18, your name have to be on the voters list. So by the time election came, I didn't have, my name wasn't nowhere there. But anyhow, there was people long ago look like things that used to happen. I can't remember this boy from Ethiopia, but he's a Thomas. Right? When his whole family will put on red jersey, my boy used to put on the DAC jersey, he used to put on the narrow jersey, he don't care wherever it is. And he going up in the listen, man, I tell him he saw some crazy fun time, you know. My boy will go up in the polling station with his political jersey on, and you're not supposed to go. We think with that to vote. And what they used to do, they used to just take off your jersey, turn on the wrong side, and let you go in, because you can't go in there with no symbol. But you know, he here wasn't so kind of thing, but you know what he was going to do. Then we had Barsendo. And Barsendo was voting down by courtyard down there, where the real courthouse was. And by the way, Team Tobago, as my daughter does say, please do something about that building. That is a kind of historical landmark in Roxboro. We want that building to refurbish, fix over. I could use it for some historical heritage, something, but fix that building in Roxboro there. Right. That's it. So, as I was saying, so we gone Sendo now, but Sendo go and vote, and he's standing up on the road. Before he walk in, as he walking in here, me want the book. Me come here for vote for the book. They say, oh, no, don't say that. Don't say that. He said, you hear me? Me want the book. And he opened his mouth loud, and run inside it. So everybody know exactly where he gone. He never vote. Well, all right, the DAC era come and it passed. After a time, I find boyfriend. And I left Tobago. And I go on Trinidad. Okay? I leave Robbie and all of them and everything in Tobago, and I go on Trinidad. Then, I spent a little time in Trinidad. So like from 1980, I was in Trinidad to about 1995. Them years there. Because I was in Trinidad when the coup came. But before the coup, you know, everybody they come and join up. All the little political party. It was DLP first. At that time, there was an alliance between Robinson and the same party. And then what they call themselves for ACDC DLP. There was an era of ACDC DLP. Right? And then after, you know, every little time people come together, they like to make them, they riff and they like to make them split. That covered the thing up. Then after you had we had with the AC still. Then I in Trinidad. So I still love me Tobago politics. I became a Trinidad voter when they come and they form up NAR. We won that resoundingly. Right? They even said Patrick Manini lost his seat. And they said, I'm not going to leave him alone. And we see the PNM in great action from there on. We see how they like to spread propaganda, how they like to make mischief. And then what happened in 1990? Because Mr. Robinson, and I am looking at a trend that is taking place right now. When Mr. Robinson came in, and he told us that these people pilfered our money because PNM always like to thief out Trinidad and Tobago money. He bought in value-added tax, VAT. It was 15%, no, was 7%, I think. And before they talk some kind of thing, he raised it to 15%. And the whole of Trinidad and Tobago turned on an uproar. They don't want no VAT. So the VAT come in and they bring coup. They bought the coup. You understand me? And it is alleged, I wasn't there. It had a club on Charlotte Street named Lucky Jordan. I had known the man who used to be running that club because I used to be living in Carnage, and they were living next to me, and the wife and all of we became very, very, very good, Nancy. All of us were great friends. So I know the club that the name Lucky Jordan, and it is alleged that when the coup was going to start, Manning run out and went up in a Lucky Jordan. He been a opposition leader. He went and hid in a Lucky Jordan. Panda and them must know something too. So the story went. And he was out of the country. Them wasn't in the parliament when Abu Bakr and them went and shoot who and kill who and mash up Robbie. The next year now the election come and bam! The propaganda PNM back in power. So during that time now, you understand me, when the coup came, let me get a joke with me and them Chini people. They gave me all kind of talk. And you know me mouth always hot. So me I tell them shit up here. Me say, me okay what I say now. And that is when I go bring my language. I hear me from Tobago, and let me tell you something. Me come from a place called Roxboro. And me great-grandfather been the biggest overman of Tobago. So anyone I touch me, I have it with me. So you know they used to leave me alone because you know Trinidad people afraid of me. Right? But anyhow, while I'm in Trinidad, with my little husband and my children, I say, yeah, what's going on? Me not living in this place again, you know. Man, I get real angry. I say, me, I done with them. And by 1995, I came to Tobago. Let me tell you how I went in the back here. I came to Tobago. I say, you know, I talked to my children and them. because the thing wasn't so nice between me and their father. So hear me. All over we live Tobago? They say yes, because I used to bring them up for holidays all the time. Sometimes I will send them up for the holidays and I stay down, and then after I come up for them. Right? So they like Tobago. They like to go out in Roxboro in the sea and bathe whole day, whole night until it turn dark brown. Whoever had little color and whoever. Anyhow. So I tell him, if I get the transfers, or we'll go to Tobago. 2 was going Mount Hope, 1 was coming to the end of the primary education. I came to Tobago at that time, Sir Carut was the secretary for education at that time. I went to Mr. Carut, and he told me, once I could get the transfers letters, bring it. So I went to Mr. Grayson. He was the principal of the Mount Hope Junior Sec, and I got the transfers from Grayson. I went to Pine Haven. I got a transfer from Pine Haven for my little daughter, and I bring them to Tobago. And from then to now, we are in Tobago. So when your girl came back to Tobago, right, it had the NAR factor, and then we know that Deborah Mormiggins was a part of them. And I don't know what what happened between she and them. Deborah became independent, and then Deborah formed PEP. Although ever forget that. Deborah was minority leader, I think, and Deborah formed PEP. But tell people to vote she as an independent. I think she's the first and only person as an independent who ever won a seat in the Tobago House of Assembly election, if I'm not mistaken. Right? So, I joined up with Deborah. She had a little office in Roxboro, right? But here thing, in comes the little Indian man. And I left Deborah. Beverly Ramsey was with Deborah too. I think she was the deputy political leader, however, but that was the PEP crew. And others now who are with us, they were with Deborah too. But anyhow, right. I just give all the medical history in the politics. I tell her I love the thing bad, And I love to see Tobago grow. And I don't know, I just always pick the side of anybody who is the underdog, who people want to fight. That is me. So, past her era, I went and I joined with Baz. I went and I joined with the UNC. There I get to meet a lot of people. Sadiq Bash, I don't know if plenty of you know about Mr. Sadiq Bash and people like them. You understand me? I took Mr. Dukaran all over Tobago East. Right? If any part of your family alive, to tell you the truth, I don't even know what poor Mr. Dukaran is right now. All over. And his wife was the first person who used to call me Ava. She said, Ava, you really know people in Tobago. Go to name the villages. I used to be up and down with Mr. Dukaran. Right? There were plenty of us who was there with him. And let me tell you, the most faithful person who remain with him is Margaret Paulson. Margaret Paulson, that same Paulson, you see, have them business up in Bergen there. Right? These are the fellas. Right? Winston John, Carl Hector, name them. We were with the UNC. Well, that come and kind of disagree. Why I left the UNC too is because Mr. Pandey had disrespected Mr. Dukaran, who was the elected chairman. He started to treat the man as a nobody. So some of us just dive over. When he said he's going to form the COP, we went there with him. And we formed the COP. Right? That was why the COP was formed, because there was a fallout between Pandey and Dukaran. And I stood up with Mr. Dukaran. When that party was formed, let me see how they put it down here. 2006. That is when COP formed. Right? I was back here in Tobago. I was in Tobago. But we used to leave Tobago and go to Trinidad for all the meeting. Hey, by the way, you know who was part of Stone Cold? There was a general election where Hewlett Waldron went up as the Tobago East candidate, and Jonathan Stone, known as Stone Cold, he was the West candidate. People like, what she carrying now, Shelley Ann Shade. That Shelley who went up against Shelley Ann Lewis. I didn't know she had Shade then. She was a part of the COP too. We were over there. Anyhow, as I was saying, so that come and it done. The election come, they get me vexed. Me are the one who introduced Hewlett Waldron to Mr. Dukaran. I am the one. And the other person who encouraged him was Eugene Joe. Right? Eugene was a friend. We encouraged him and he went. But you know, it has some people, after you put them in a high place, not them personally, but who they have around them, just want to see you as nothing and nobody afterwards. Well, hear me now. That time I used to vote Tobago East. First and foremost, when I came back to Tobago, the person who showed me that I could have changed my voting place, because I not live in Trinidad again, I used to vote Arima. And when I see I taking so much licks in that place there, I say me done with them, you know, because you see this, them dominant PNM people that are staying in the corner, you know. So this girl named Marilyn Holder, I think I hear Marilyn in the well right now. But Marilyn Holder, she used to be working with Mr. Robinson. Marilyn showed me what to do. And I went to the EBC and I changed my voting from Trinidad to Roxboro. Right? So that is where I used to vote. So, after all them things come and happen, and I didn't know to go up and vote, Hewlett went up as the candidate for the COP. Hochoy went up in the East as the candidate. I think it was top still. No, it wasn't top. It was DAC. We didn't change name yet. And when we go up there, me say, I see you, Mr. Hewlett. Well, Hewlett, you go hear that right now. I never voted you. I went and I voted Hochoy. I voted for Hochoy. I did not vote you. Because of the behaviors of the people I had around you who all allowed to feel that I return on nobody. Same kind of treatment now, but small thing. Right? Anyhow, that done pass and ready how much years ago. Then now, when, just before they formed, that thing what they call top. Top was formed in 2008, I think. 2008. We went on Robinel's. Robinel's is the favorite place for all opposition. So Robinel's we went. Hochoy come with the people. Ashot come with the people. I love the young people. Right? I was seeing what I was, you see, at that time, I was looking like everybody was saying, oh, Hochoy too arrogant. You don't like to listen. You don't like that. Now I was in that part of people too. So I went and I supported Ashworth. We had the thing to vote and I supported Ashworth. You understand me? So we gave Ashworth the leadership. But then after a time he started to behave the same. If Ashworth could remember when all of we were, when the thing they came down, we was down where you call a place, they must say Breeze Hall Mall. Down there the COP was. And Ashworth and them came down there and we all had a discussion. They had a discussion with Mr. Dukaran and we sit down and we talk and everything. Then everything come full circle and they started with the PP. The PP, the People's Partnership. So it was top, it was COP, it was UNC, and everybody came together to form the People's Partnership. Right? By that time, Sister Kamala became the leader of the UNC. Right? Baz was cast out, voted out. Right? When that election came and we had all the meeting and then before they win anything, when they got the meeting and them, here what their top people go watch me. What are you doing there? You're not COP? We don't want a COP here. I tell you, Tobago have foolish people in, don't doubt me, eh? There are some people in Tobago who have no political sense. Very, very stupid, even up to this day. Very, very stupid. Right? We were all together in one whole box. And the money, we don't want to see up here. I didn't care about what they had to say because they were foolish. And I am thanking the Lord for that man they call you. See that fella they call you, Von the Beans? When the top was started and they were trying to, increase the membership, he over used to take a vehicle. He come pick up Ava, my take me little grandchild. Or you understand me, because me train them all little bigger now. And me train them and all, even when Morgan, Job and all of them went up. And let me tell you, I know plenty parts of Tobago through politics, because all our in the night, I taught me picking them and go a political meeting. That's to tell you how I always have a passion for Tobago, want to see Tobago build. Right? So you go, now you want up and down, you want taking money, he personal money in his pocket, and he paid membership fee, he joined people inside a top, he do all kind of things for top, and I will always say he was never treated right. He was never treated right. He should have been rewarded much better than how they treated him. All I can say what I want. Yvonne did a lot of good for that party there. Anyhow, they came, they fought a THA election, they come and they win 4 seats. One of the seats was Mount St. George, whatever they must say Mount St. George, Goodwood they used to call it. Goodwood Mount St. George. I think so. Anyhow, that's it there. Orville Jordan, the late, he won that seat. I walked every crease and crevice in Bagatelle, Bacalet, Mount St. George. The only time I never walked was on a Sabbath day. And you see that man, he dead and God rest his soul. But I tell you, he was a genuine man, a good one. Because after the election was done and he won the seat, remember he went a time before and he lost by 1. And he come and he beat them the next time. Right? He beat Cynthia the next time. And he won the seat. Right? He asked me to come and work with him. Good? And to tell you the truth, me doesn't really like too much of plenty work, because this is here I want. I used to do checker. In and out, I was checker. Right? And at that time, we used to get like 3 months. This month, I used to get straight work. I don't know what people just be talking, all kind of shopping this for. And it wasn't no big pay either. It was $60 a day then. You understand me? The personal that you getting 58. At $60 I used to work for. They changed it from checker to timekeeper because they realized that they was doing wickedness. So they changed it from checker to timekeeper. Right? But anyhow, I went and I worked in the office. I was his secretary for the 4 years that he was there. And people, let me tell all you talk about top people fighting me down inside of there. They try to tell Jordan all kind of things to get rid of me. And here when the boy used to come, Sister Ava, why are these people always against you? All up to now it are people who was in top then, who right now with we in PDP, and we don't even have a word to tell them. They're living right in the same area across there. I cannot really, with a straight face, talk to these people good, and I have to talk to God about that, because he say you're supposed to forgive and forget. But you know the forgiveness, but you still have to hold. Me personally, me a hold me way from them, because I know the things that they did while I was inside of that office there. They used to want to come in there and do as they please, and I used to watch me when I was there running that office. The people down in legislature gave me everything, the handbook, what's supposed to take in place in the office, what we're not supposed to do in the office. And when I pull the handbook and I tell them, oh, I can't come in here and do this and do that, they used to vex. They used to feel I this and I that. But no, I like to work to the letter. And because they tell themselves they couldn't get rid of me because Orville Jordan wasn't getting rid of me, they changed him as a candidate. In the next election, in the 2013 election, when they lose everything, they changed Jordan and they brought in Mr. Gladstone Solomon. And I sat and I talked to Gladstone. I said, watch me. I have nothing against you. Right? You are not the one that I have anything against. I said, I will support you. But I'm telling you in your face, me not support TPP, top, and not supporting top. And I'm telling all of the truth, that year, I voted in Roxboro still. I left to Scarborough, and I went to Roxboro, and I went up Ebenezer Hill, and I make sure I sink my finger behind Hilton Sandy, and I voted PNM for the first and only time in my life me vote Abalizi. It was a tough kind of vote, but I still vote for him. You know why? Because those in the top was trying to destroy me. That time we didn't have social media like this, and I wasn't on social media, and they tried to destroy me. And every young person I was living in Bagatelle, you know, every young person I see in Bagatelle, and everybody I see on the road, I tell them vote PNM. I sit them out and I will campaign for PNM that year there because of what they did. And when they lost, I rejoiced with the PNM. I tell you now, I rejoice with the PNM because you see, people must stop trying to do wickedness to people. Right? But after that, that was it. After all the loss, you know when I kind of ease up on them, after that come and happen and the loss, bam! Those who were in the top, who was undermining the top, who Ashwath as a young man himself too, he didn't understand who was for him and who wasn't for him. They split the party and they formed, remember what they formed? Tobago Forwards. That is what they did. They split the party, and when they done, they formed Tobago Forwards. And they started to say the worst things about Ashwath. And I get real angry at that. Because when we on work, right, I didn't come and I was working again. I was working straight because I was on a construction gang. So you know, construction gang doesn't cut. So I was there with the construction gang right through until I retire. Right? And they talk all kind of lies and wickedness about Ashwath. Next thing you see, and let me tell you something. You see that boy named Joseph Frederick? Made us pity. Because let me tell all you, when he went up as a candidate for the East, I think that is when Anne Natasha Second went up for the West. And Natasha Second is another person. She fighting for Tobago for a very, very long time. She never do like me, because I tell her, me vote PNM once. Me vote them once. Them just never vote nothing else more than opposite to PNM. Me vote them. That been a bad mind vote, a spite vote. I voted for Hilton Sandy, and because Hilton Sandy is a good man, me can't nobody say politics, outside of politics, inside of politics, he is a good person. Right? Right, so as I was saying, good. They started on Ashwath. They formed the party. Watson coming to the picture. PSA man. He go for a seat. He go for the seat. He went up as independent. He get some votes. People tell him, boy, form a little something. Form a party, whoever. Because they kill Topper, he not no Topper again. So, up comes the PDP. And we going, and we riding, and we going. When the PDP come into play now, right? We come and we face and when it was formed, we come and we face the assembly election. That is after Watson went up and he didn't make it. 2017, it had it to be go to assembly election. He win his seat, Farley win his seat. That year, I was living, watch me saw live all over Tobago, eh? Me live at Tobago West, Milford Court to be exact. So, Nyron, Leon, Chinny was going up. And Chinny said, oh gosh, Watson strong. All you living down here now, change your voting era. And I did that because I was living in Milford Court, so I changed and I started to vote down in Milford Court. Right? We see what happened then. So it was 2 people we had in the house. And listen to me now, man. That year, the Forwards big wig, I tell her, they had a meeting opposite, down by Barcode area, down in town. They had up the big stage and the big meeting. And I naturally sit down there and I hearing one of them who very prominent now. Up in the party we are in, which I am very happy that everybody can find a sense and catch yourself and come. Oh, and if you hear me girl on Farley, and if you hear me girl on Watson, and if you hear me girl on the stage, I said, look at all this. Boy, I was so happy they didn't win nothing. Them people get licks, they didn't even win their clothes on their back. You understand me? They cry all kind of thing against the young fellas and them. They cry all kind of thing against them. And then you see what happened? The momentum started to build. And we started to build. And then we come and we had our next election. And then they tried to assassinate Watson character. And that is the first time I ever make a live. Me don't know how I'm making live. Me put myself in front of the camera and me come out there and me open my mouth. You understand me? Even this girl who named Senator now, she and all was a candidate for it once. And when she done, she wanted to say, Watson this and Watson. All of them tried to accuse him with a loud mouth. And they see where lies put them. They see where the lies put them and keep putting them. You mustn't try to assassinate people's characters. Young ladies, all you mustn't let people tell all you to do wrong things to people when all you know they ain't doing nothing. And it goes vice versa. It goes vice versa. And you see, God come and he blessed the party. Watson was with champion, he was with champion, he was with champion. But what's ever kind of mouth like mine sometimes too, I would have said, well, whoever come out, he come out. I don't know. It didn't have DNA. Sometimes we just talk. When we vex, we say well, exactly what on my mind. We don't no bad mind for nobody, we just saying what on my mind. So alright. So after that come and happen now, next election, bam! We move from 2 to 6. Right? 2 to 6. Faith lost by a few votes, must be 5 votes. And when I sit down and watch, I used to watch a thing, you know, and that same Spencer man here jump up and say, he used to, you know, choice in your face and so, well, yes, I's boss. And he get the licks after. He get what he was looking for. And he never saw the place again. Anyhow, I stand up with them young people. From then, I started to make live. When they come in with the COVID, this and the COVID, that, I continue making my live. I battle even the same with Chief and even Faith. You understand me? As much as I supporting them, I was battling them during that COVID time with them COVID story. Yes! Because I is one of the people who will never bow to man's, what you call it, man's plan and forget God own. Regardless of how much I love the politics, you see, God, he first, he best, he last in my life. And whatever he put in my mind, nobody can change it. I shall die going down believing what I believe. Right? We come out, we win the 6. And we saw what the PNM did. They grabbed the whole of the assembly. If assembly, you understand me, supposed to run at a certain way. And then remember before that happened, they did chow Kelvin, so the one who wanted to see if he could go out there, hold on as chief, and all of them inside of there, and they're making decisions because them is boss, and my cousin Tracy, she's boss, and all of them doing everything, and here they tell them, well, and they say, well, all right, well, give this one to be finance and give this one to... No, you're not give Watson no money for hold. Why must Watson hold money and them gonna hold it and thief it? They say Watson gonna be the thief. Or let's see what the assembly show we all the wicked thievery that they did just before these guys went in. They didn't know that they would go in there and search the books. And that is what PNM does do. always thief out the resources of the country, leave the country broke, and somebody had to always come to build it back. And people still sitting down talking nonsense about PNM. That does overget me, boy. Anyhow, so I have been there with those boys since there were only 2 seats. Since they were in the opposition. Since the other factors didn't want to have nothing to do with them. When they were on the opposition seat, and I hope that these 2 must remember that too, these 3. When they were not in power, who is the people they used to see? Answer me. They must tell people who is the people you used to see. Who used to stand up with them, who used to be around them. Who used to be standing in the gap with them. When they didn't win, we could have sit down and say, nah, why? You better always stay with them PNMS because like a PNM alone could win election. We could have said all them kind of notices, but we did not. We did not. We stood with you guys. And we'll stand with all of you. I'm trying to see if I could find. All I remember when they swim from Tobago to Trinidad and all them stuff. I was the one who took all the picture that they take and put up on the page. Because I always like to take my phone and make pictures. I was the one who put them up. You understand me? That was the picture that was showing when all of them in the boat and all kind of thing. Right? It's one thing I just say. Faith may have she way, but she was always there standing with them. There was a time when Deborah Moore McGinney wanted Faith to be in politics this year. I don't know if Faith you remember, but we went by Mr. McFarlane house, that same man down in pretty much there. And they brought in this young bright lady. She didn't come. She went with Watson. That was wonderful. That was very wonderful. She went with Watson. People tend to forget. No. Right? People have a tendency to just forget the past and let newbies come inside and circle them around, and they're kicking the people who were always there in the gap for them. Right? I will mention some folks just now too, who were in the gap and always in the gap, as I tell you the families. But don't worry, forget, not only Lynette, low name, I want all of you to remember Julia, that is Lynette's sister. Give me a minute, please. Let me see something. Anyhow, I go put up a picture on my profile because the internet gave me a little trouble to go on the tablet. Anyhow, so as I was saying, right? So we have to remember Lynette, Julia, and the generations. All I see on them, it's in the DNA too. It's in the DNA too. That they will stand up for Tobago. Don't ever forget it. Right, so as I was saying, so now these guys came and they won the election, and everybody who was the arch enemies, who find that they ain't qualified to be no leaders in Tobago, everybody latch on to them. And people like me, sir, they toss in the wastebasket. Now get happy now. A lot of people just talk a pack of choppiness out there. Oh, they just pay them to campaign. Let me tell all you, it's because of the love of Tobago. The love of my mother and father birthland. And because my father and mother and them, you understand me, grow me up in a certain way to always like right and hate wrong. And by the way, all you, my father will be 95 years old in 2 days. And believe it or not, he went and put his vote down. He blind. But he make sure that they carried him. I usually just carry him to vote. But right now, me say, let him put them calm. So he was carried to vote. The man said he go in and vote for his family. So the person who went to them, I hope all them vote for his family, because God did it all. If all do differently, let me let all you know. Let me let all you know. Anytime I go up there and do differently, God did it all. Anyhow. So as I was saying, since these guys come now and everything nice and hunky-dory, when I open my mouth and I see anything that is not right, and as well my good daughter say, do not be no champion for nobody, and I say nothing to wait that one they good, because sometimes when you really stand up for people, you just end up in the doghouse and them just end up being glorified. So I had to wait well, but when coming to the general public, I will open my mouth still and say what I have to say if they're doing things against the general public. But if it's against personal people and situations, all the fight out all the situations, all I could please. Because I'm tired with TPP people, and I want in all of them TPP people. Ask Ashworth and ask Whitey and all of them. My boy Whitey and all of them. When all of them was doing things against me, I tell you all, in case all of them didn't know, I went on a campaign against them. And the results told against them. I'm a genuine woman. I'm an honest woman. I'm a passionate woman. I love my God. I love my nation, Trinidad and Tobago. I tell you, I started this politics thing here with Mr. Robinson. The man I saw and knew was a genuine man. I don't know nothing, but he inside of the house with he and the people, them, that are the business. Me to start about people where me know and things where me say. Right? We see again this time, we had a general election. God continues to bless the TPP, you know. We had a general election. We come and we win it out. We win it out. He come now and he make the whole of Tobago nothing red but blue. I am seeing that there are lots of people still in this space who are very hateful, who are very bitter, and I just watch all the comments on them. Hating on Farley and the team is not going to change the price of cocoa. Hating on the Prime Minister of the country is not going to change the price of cocoa. If we are an honest nation and an honest people, we know for a fact that the PNM rape we country. We know for a fact that they damage the economy. We know all these things, and what these people are trying to do is to change things and to put systems in place so that going forward, regardless of who did it, things going to be a little better for Trinidad and Tobago. And what I can't understand with my people in Trinidad and Tobago, especially my black people like myself, my Negro people like myself, or should I say we niggers, what I can't understand is that when PNM is in power, all they take it all jamming and say nothing. And as soon as these folks are here, all they open all them out. People are wanting to be known to the whole world. I don't get favors from nobody. So don't ever tell yourself that I coming out here and I just talk because I just get favors from this and this one just do that. But listen to me, just simple little things that I just go asking to be done for me and they just ignore me. Then I fart on me, let me use that word. But regardless of what they do and how they treat me, I am still here for Tobago. But one thing I know, the God I serve, He will vindicate me very, very soon. Very, very soon. And all who want to play the bad mouth in me, people who now jump in politics, they don't even know about politics. They have never been in the trenches. They have never fought a fight for Tobago. But always want to come up all your mouth for me. I forgive all you and I bless all you. That is all I could do. I don't have strength for no kind of foolishness. I want to see Tobago win. I want to see Tobago grow. And people out there are begging all their please. I know it have plenty of people out there saying, oh gosh, you do so much of them and others do so much of them. Oh gosh, they need to recognize you. They need to do something for you. Darling, whether they do for me or they don't do for me, at the end of the day, God will reward me. Don't get tired. Don't get mixed up. God will reward me. I'm not coming out here like I see some, you understand me? Because you're talking one, two little talk, and then after you put a piece of cuss on them, and everything get nice with you and your family. Me ain't cussing them. I have been asking them, I will say this, I have a grandson, he is qualified. I have some nieces and nephews. As soon as I got to say what they want to cut me thing. So as I was saying, you know, I have some little ones who are qualified, and I know that the teacher cannot hire everybody, right? So what they can do when they come to them, give them an advice as to what to do if all can't give them a work. As I tell them no beat up, but here I go and me just bully them. Me just ball pan them and rough them up and make sure that they go out there and vote. You understand me? Me just do that. Because our parents show us that to get something, you guys know what you do? Governance is always needed. You don't have no country that doesn't have a governance, whether they take it over by coup, whether they take it over by whatever, whether they be communist, whether they be democracy, whatever. Every country have a governing body. And you have to vote. And that's the next thing too. My last thing I tell you all, especially all them young people, all of us learn to go and vote. All of us vote. People can't be voting for all you, sir, to benefit all you. It is about all you to come out and vote. Life is not about motorcades and victory cades. All of us vote. And stop all the nonsense. And some of you older ones who doesn't intend to set example to the younger ones, go out and vote too. There are countries in the world that people wish they could get the opportunity to vote, to, you know, the right to form a government. There are so many places in the world that people wish they could do that, and also taking everything for granted. Stop all the nonsense. And Trinidad and Tobago people, let us give our government a chance to prove themselves. Just as how these PNM, they try to mash we up in Tobago, as you're all trying to do the same thing in Trinidad to the UNC government. Stop it. Stop it, my people. Let us see what they can do. You know, we know that they met the country in a pit and they are trying to dig us all out of it. Look, Gatsby Dolly, she talking about some kind of thing last night. She go, the government said they're going and put in some kind of policies or whatever. She got jump up and ask, what are getting the money from? Shameless people. Shameless people. How PNM could sit down in the House of Representatives and ask where they get any money from? And it was said, it is alleged that Gatsby Dolly, the Gishiv had a 3 CPEP contract when he had the same little black hen chicken and them would be, PNM, I got PNM till I'm dead. And you get nothing from them. I don't understand that. I am allegiant to God. I support Tobago because I want Tobago to go on a different trajectory. The boy and them get the full mandate, may God go with them. Let them do what they have to do. I don't care who outside there who all they want to say about me. But me, this sinner woman, will come out here and let my voice be heard. That is my portfolio. I will always let my voice be heard. I stand for right. I stand for truth. I stand for good governance. I will keep them prayed up. And they better understand this wrongs By the way, you see the things I was talking about the politics? I do hope that whoever is in education, please put in the Tobago's curriculum education as to how the assembly was formed, who were the people who are part of the assembly. I saw someone put up a picture to find out if people know these people in the assembly, and it seems to me like plenty of people don't know who is. Please, you need to have these same photos up and let the children in the school know from this time to this time these were the assemblymen. From this time to this time these were the assemblymen. Well, right now they have a new name, the assembly person. We need to educate our children, please and thanks. Olia, have a wonderful Sunday. We will chat again. Blessings to all.